We know that the red strong, old, and mellow are the quality characteristics of Liu Pao tea. Moisten heaping and aging are the keys to quality of Liu Pao tea. Today, let's learn about the issues that should be paid attention in the storage and aging of Liu Pao tea, and the differences in the quality of Liu Pao tea in different storage environments. According to the relative humidity of the storage environment, it is usually divided into two storage environments: dry warehouse and wet warehouse. Suitable storage environment for Liu Pao tea. Liu Pao tea is the post-fermented tea in which microorganisms participate in oxidative aging, maintaining the moisture content of tea leaves at about 10% in the storage and maintaining the stability of the small environment can maintain the most effective post-fermentation. It should be noted that the moisture content of tea leaves is less than 7%. The microorganisms hardly grow, and the fermentation stagnates. When the water content is higher than 14%, a large number of microbial outbreaks will produce a large number of bacteria, commonly known as mold. In addition, the sugar content in tea also has a certain influence on the growth of the microorganisms. Tea with high sugar content is easy to grow bacteria. The basic principle of tea moisture change. Tea is a porous substance, which determines that tea has the characteristics of hygroscopicity and regaining moisture. Therefore, the moisture content of tea leaves will change during storage. The equilibrium moisture content of tea is affected by the relative humidity of the air in which it is located. The curve of the equilibrium moisture content of tea leaves changing with the relative humidity of the air under certain temperature conditions is called the equilibrium moisture content curve of tea leaves. The moisture content curve of tea balance can indicate the basic principle of tea moisture. The higher relative humidity in the air, the higher the equilibrium moisture content of tea leaves. When the relative humidity in the air is higher than 75%, the moisture of the tea leaves quickly exceeds 12%. When the relative air humidity is higher than 80%, the moisture content of tea leaves quickly exceeds 14%. When the relative humidity of the air is below 60%, the moisture content of the leaves rapidly drops below 9%. Due to the different humidity of storage environment, the storage of aging of Liu Pao tea is divided into dry warehouse and wet warehouse. It can be concluded from the environmental requirements of Liu Pao tea microbial fermentation and the principle of balanced water content in tea leaves. The room temperature suitable for Liu Pao tea's dry warehouse is around 25 degrees and the humidity is 60% to 75%. It is a storage environment that is ventilated and breathable, fresh and free from miscellaneous odors, and is not easy to breed microorganisms. Wet warehouse refers to the storage environment in which the air humidity is above 80%, under high temperature and high humidity, which is not ventilated and easy to breed microorganisms. The Liu Pao tea stored and fermented in dry warehouses are naturally fermented and transformed in the natural environment. However, the storage of wet warehouses in high temperature and high humidity environment will cause microbial outbreaks. Miscellaneous bacteria produce a large number of microorganisms which will destroy the fiber of Liu Pao tea and produce mold, commonly known as moldy microorganisms. Therefore, Liu Pao tea stored in wet warehouses is generally mildewed Liu Pao tea. We taste the Liu Pao tea produced in the same year with the same processing method but different storage conditions. See how the quality of the Liu Pao tea is different under storage and aging conditions of dry warehouse and wet warehouse. First, look at the appearance. The tea cake in the dry warehouse is uniform and loose. The color is simple and the color is fresh. The wet warehouse tea has been exposed to high temperature and high humidity for a long time, so we see that the paper that wraps the tea cake is prone to water stains. Moreover, the edge of the tea cake of the wet warehouse is loose and the surface is somewhat capillary. But the middle part is still hard. There will definitely be insect bites or mildew. The color of the tea cake is dull and rough. Then let's smell the scent. The smell of the Gansang Liu Pao tea is relatively mellow. The wet warehouse Liu Pao tea smells musty. The difference in soup color after brewing. The color of the Liu Pao tea soup stored in dry warehouse is clear and shiny. The color of the wet warehouse tea soup is dark red, turbid and even dark. Even if the soup comes out soon, it is black, cloudy, not bright and not shiny. When drinking tea, the taste of dry warehouse tea is refreshing. The aroma is pure and there is no strange smell. Wet warehouse tea has a warehouse smell, and the aroma is weak or even no aroma. Finally, distinguish the bottom of the leaves. The bottom of the Liu Pao tea leaves stored in dry warehouse is soft and elastic. The color of the bottom tea leaves does not change much in short time. Wet warehouse tea leaves are uneven in color and are prone to black hard carbonization. When buying Liu Pao tea, or it is easy to appear abnormal when storing Liu Pao tea in dry storage. For example, if the tea leaves are stored for a long time in an environment with high relative humidity of 80% and a moisture content of 14%, it is inevitable that various miscellaneous bacteria will appear, and the smell of corruption and soil will occur. What should we do? Merchants generally put tea in a dry and ventilated place to remove or reduce the odor, which is so-called retreat. The relatively clean tea made by unloading the warehouse is so that there is no bacteria in it and it can still be drunk. However, after all, wet warehouse tea has grown a lot of bacteria in the process of storage. These miscellaneous bacteria will deplete the effective substances in the tea leaves and cause a certain amount of waste, so that the quality of the tea leaves can no longer reach the height it should have been. It is recommended that such tea can be discarded as appropriate. In this class, we learn about the current storage environment and related requirements for improving the quality of Liu Pao tea, and how to analyze the dry warehouse and wet warehouse Liu Pao tea through sensory analysis. When choosing, you should pay attention to the second product and the third confirmation to choose the Liu Pao product you like. Finally, please think about how to build an environment suitable for the storage of Liu Pao tea products and how to control the environmental parameters during storage.